Bam!
All right.
Welcome to another episode of Mike Sports. I'm Eric, joined as always by Landry. Landry, let's get right into it. Skip all the pleasantries and the hellos. I know you're not doing too well tonight. A little bit of a rough week for you.
Really. You know what, man? If anybody paid attention to what I had to say about my team last week, my expectations are not high, so I'm not really disappointed anymore. Look, my polls are out. The Cowboys suck. And guess what? My polls are correct. They're accurate. I got good polling.
Oh, hey, that's good to know that somebody knows how to poll people. But let's not digress into all that nonsense.
Yeah, no politics.
Nah, not tonight. Let's get right into the action. Thursday night looks like a good matchup. The Green Bay Packers going to San Francisco. And, I mean, look, I'm not one to toot my own horn about being off the San Francisco bandwagon or anything, but toot. San Francisco sitting at 4-4 right now, and if only somebody had predicted a bit of a fall from San Francisco at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and I was the one saying they're my dark team, like no one sees them coming. But let's all be honest here and be realistic about the season. No one can predict injuries. And when they happen, it changes everything. I mean, the Eagles are playing with a GIMP team. The Cowboys are playing with a GIMP team. 49ers are now playing with a GIMP team. I mean.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I got a call from the Eagles, and they delivered like 3 or 4 different pizzas to my house here to see if I could just, eat a bunch of pizza, bulk up, and play offensive line for them. So that ought to tell you where they're at for injuries. So, yeah, it's San Francisco. I do think Green Bay wins this game, wins it handily. It stinks. Jimmy Garoppolo and George Kittle out for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, anytime you lose Kittle, someone like Kittle caliber, your team is going to be a different team.
Yeah, he's a game changer. And
if you just eliminate what we always talk about, the quarterback, we all know if a quarterback gets injured. But often we don't focus on other key elements of teams. Alignment's out, whatever. But I'm like, look, Kittle to me was, if a quarterback wasn't going to win MVP, he was certainly in the contest this year kind of person. So,
absolutely. Yeah, if you said to me, choose any team around the league, choose one player, non-quarterback, that they could not afford to lose, I think San Francisco, I would have said George Kittle.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Tom Brady.
Well, I said non-quarterback.
No, doesn't matter. When you're GOAT, you're everything. Punter, kicker, receiver. I'm just kidding. Kinda kidding.
Yeah, right.
Let's get on some games. Predict
Green Bay.
For the record, I went back and watched our last video. Just see, my picks last week were abysmal. I was like batting 50% maybe, if even that. If I went back and checked every game, I was wrong on.
I had a horrendous.
The other week I've been pretty good. I only been off like 1 or 2 games. Last week I got destroyed in my picks.
Yeah. I took it on the chin gambling wise on Sunday. So, but we actually have a question here before we get into everything, and this is a question we've been asked before, so we'll address it again. Jay Hayward 23 says, asks us Jordan or LeBron. And for me, that's pretty easy. It's Michael Jordan. He's number 1 all time.
Now, I want to justify it, though. I think a lot of people, they do the whole statistic. Well, someone has more points and whatnot. The goal of any team in any sport is championships. Mm-hmm. And when it came down to the line of who needed to make that last shot or carry a team and lead them or turn players that were no good into players that could be somebody because that person was on the team, that's Michael Jordan. That's why I always give the nod to him as being the GOAT. The closest that came to beating him to me or catching up actually was Kobe Bryant because of Kobe Bryant's style, his philosophy, the way in which he played. The problem I have with LeBron is LeBron has a little bit of that quitter syndrome in him. When he's frustrated, it shows like a child. And to me, that takes away from being that leader. It takes away from him being that. And it's not that he can't be a leader, But I'm talking with Jordan, there was never a question. Like you never question Jordan.
Mhm.
LeBron, from time to time, year to year, depending on how a season goes and how he acts in the moment of truth, depends on what you think of him. One year, he's the best player I've ever seen. And the next player, he looks like someone who quits on his team sometimes.
Sure, and just the moments that they've had games where LeBron just he disappears in the third, fourth quarter. Like you didn't have those outings from Michael Jordan, and
Yeah, let's honor Jay Hayward. Let's put his comment on the screen.
yeah,
Put his comment on the screen.
So I certainly appreciate that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I think that comes from Twitter. That comment. We're streaming live on Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Yeah, so we appreciate all that. Someone taking a break from their political conversations to ask us, a good sports-related question. So appreciate that.
Now, we want to make sure that when we say this, that is such a contest, putting Michael Jordan against somebody, that the fact that he's even in the conversation with Michael Jordan just tells you how good LeBron is too. I mean, come on.
Sure. I do think we're nitpicking when we sit there and come up with different reasons why we take LeBron or why we take Jordan over LeBron. Because that's not to say that we don't appreciate how great LeBron is and how great he's been throughout his career. It's just when you ask me, greatest of all time, I go Jordan over LeBron.
Where do you rank LeBron overall? If he's not number one, where do you rank LeBron?
Yeah, I go Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, and then LeBron.
Yeah, I have LeBron at 3. Yeah. Now, what would change your mind about LeBron? How many championships would LeBron have to get for you to, or moments would he have to have for you to change your mind?
Gosh, I don't know. That's a really good question.
How many championships does he have right now? 4?
Let's see, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Yeah, I think he would have to equal Michael in championships. And
if he got 2 more, I would put him at number 2. If he got 3 more, he may be tied with Jordan at that point, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he at least has to equal Michael. And it's just what made Michael great, too, was just the great moments that he had. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those can't be replicated by just winning a championship. Like you go out there and you have a dominant, performance and you win a championship, your team wins.
Yeah, what if your franchise is just way better than who you play in the championship game? Michael Jordan actually played against players that took him to the end of a game and the ball was in his hands and he either clutched or he lost. And Michael Jordan never really didn't have that moment where he couldn't step up to the plate and finish it off. He was a closer, lack of a better word.
Yeah, at the end of the game, he knew he was getting the ball and he was going to score, and his opponents knew he was getting the ball and he was going to score. And there wasn't really much they could do about it. But appreciate the question. So let's get back into football. But yeah, certainly anybody else has any questions like that, we'll be happy to divulge into any other topic if people want to talk about it. So, but the next game up on the slate, Colts hosting the Ravens. I think it has potential to be a good game. I think it could be a playoff preview. I think the Colts could be one of those bottom of the playoff tier teams and have to go to Baltimore to play in the playoffs. And so let's
talk Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, once again, if you look at Lamar Jackson's record, and I decided to go look at it fully, he has 1-5 against big teams with good winning records.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of what we see with Lamar's success is against teams that his team is just better than. When he goes up against a team that is just as good, if not better, he can't usually pull the win off.
Well, he can't play from behind. Lamar Jackson, if you get a lead on him, which I often believe, if you're playing the Ravens and you win the coin toss, you shouldn't do the conventional wisdom of deferring for the second half. You should take the football first, come right down the field and score.
Put them on their heels.
Yeah. I just feel like whenever they're a team, they want to get on you, play downhill, get a lead, and then they want to force the tempo on you. The only way you beat that is you put it back in their face.
Now, is this Colts at Ravens?
It's the Ravens at the Colts.
Oh yeah, I might give the Colts a nod there.
I do think I don't think the Ravens are losing 2 in a row. They lost this past week to Pittsburgh. It was actually one of the games that I won gambling, was betting on Pittsburgh. But I'll take the Baltimore Ravens this week in Indianapolis.
I bet against the Colts last week. It punched me in the face, stabbed me, and left me in the ditch. But I'm still going to go for the Ravens in this game. Oh, I let you in thinking I was going to give it up. All right, going Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens by 13. I actually think they're just going to come out swinging.
Yeah. I just don't think the Ravens are losing 2 games in a row.
Okay, Enter Zone says, let's be honest, the Chiefs will be back in the Super Bowl again.
Well, hey, let's talk about the Chiefs game this week against the Carolina Panthers.
I'm going Chiefs in that game.
Yeah.
And I do believe he's, Enter Zone. I will agree with you on that. I do believe the Chiefs will be back. Now, the question is, who will they be playing, and can they beat that team? We know it's probably not the 49ers now. But let's say it's the Buccaneers. And, I agree. I think the Chiefs come playoff time, I think they'll beat the Steelers. I think they'll take them out.
I agree with that as well. But yeah, I'm also taking the Chiefs this week over the Panthers. Although everybody make me say it. Like whenever I go to say anything about whether or not I'm putting a wager, don't let me bet on a Carolina Panther game. Yeah. Don't let me do it. I need someone to intervene. Don't let me. Every time I've bet against them, they've covered. Every time I've bet on them, they've lost. Don't let me bet on a Carolina Panther game. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I got a little.
So thanks a lot for the right. Thanks a lot for the comment, Enter Zone. We really appreciate it. Next up, the Giants and the Washington football team. Ooh, what do I have going on here?
Okay, so we got some weird things going on here, right? We got the Giants actually showing, hey, we're not going to win our division or anything, but if we need to compete on any given day, we probably can. I think I think they have a quarterback who can help them win. I don't think their quarterback is a problem. Obviously, Barkley being out, that's a problem.
Sure.
The Giants, to me, are someone in the next 2 years that we need to start thinking about that are going to be competitive in the division again, for sure. Yeah. Now,
yeah, I'll agree with that. Go ahead. You continue with your pick.
But who they're playing, I think the Washington football team, the Redskins, the Washington Redskins, the Indians with red skin are probably going to beat the Giants, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the Washington's going to win this week just because it's in Washington. They just played each other and New York won the previous matchup. I just think that they'll end up splitting. So Washington will win this one.
Interzone is also saying that he thinks the Seahawks will be in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs.
I'm glad to see somebody else.
You agree with Eric. That was Eric in our last week's show. Eric said, give him credit. He did agree with you, Interzone. He said the Seahawks would be in there. I said the 49ers would take out the Seahawks. I now obviously have to take that back given the injuries. And I'm going to go with I think the Bucks can take the Seahawks out of the way.
And look, I'll sign up to watch that NFC title game. That would be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think the Bucks can take the Seahawks out. And the reason for that is, to me, I said this to Eric last week, I don't think the Seahawks' defense is good enough to be a Super Bowl winner.
And that's fair. That's certainly a fair statement. I just look at it and say, right now, Russell Wilson is playing at an MVP level.
Absolutely.
Do that,
it's hard, every year. It's hard, even when he's not having his best year, it's hard to root against Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
He's just a solid player. I read his story today that he put out recently. He spends $1 million plus on just recovery per game after a game. He spends $1 million. Massages, vitamins, his strength training, $1 million in recovery. Just for helping his body. Oh, and he has a what do you call it? A hyperbolic chamber in his house, and he does it 4 times a week.
Wow.
So, I mean, he's got all kinds of things going on. I didn't know any of that about his recovery, so I thought that was really cool. And that's a lot of money to be spending on recovery per year. So $1 million of his salary is going towards just being able to play in the next game every week in recovery.
Thanks a lot again for the comment there, Anderson. Really appreciate it. Next up, I don't want to spend too long on this matchup. Texans-Jaguars. Just who you got? It's in Jacksonville.
I'm going to go Texans. I actually think the Texans under Carmel are playing solid football.
Okay. I'm going to go Texans as well. I think the Jaguars are in that kind of tank mode. I think. Yeah.
I think the Jaguars are animals that are in winter, and they've just said, fuck it. We're going to go hide in a tree. It's warmer. We're not playing no more.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Why not? That makes more sense than anything else in 2020.
All right.
So, okay. My and Interzone's NFC representative in the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks. They go into Buffalo this week to play my other favorite team this year, the Buffalo Bills. Just call it the Eric Championship.
Vomit. The thing with the Bills is they will do what they usually do. Come playoff time, they will bite shit. It doesn't matter how good they are that regular season team that's whipping butt. Come playoffs, they run in the first good team, and then they get wiped. Who are they playing? Who are they playing this week?
Seattle and Buffalo.
Seattle's in Buffalo, though.
Yes.
Buffalo, this time of year, the cold, that's a hard place to win in. I'm going to go, believe it or not, with the Seattle Seahawks. All right, there we go.
And I'm very divided on this game because it's the
you're not. No, you're fucking not. You're the Bills going. Should I go for the Seahawks though? But it's all Bills in your head. There's Bills just running through your freaking forehead.
Buffalo 66 is playing in my head.
Yeah.
It's gonna make that kick.
You're up north. You're on the East Coast. The Bills are right there. They're closer. Yeah. There's nothing to do out there. There's probably one more in a bar and then the stadium, and that's probably it.
This weekend. I don't think it's supposed to be horrendous this weekend in Buffalo.
Yeah. And the Seahawks know cold weather. They're not, foreign to it. So I'm going to go Seahawks.
You like Seattle? I like
game though. I think it'll be a tight game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tight game.
Okay, so we already mentioned the Chiefs over the Panthers. Falcons, Broncos. I don't want to spend too long on this one.
We need to when we get to certain teams, we just need to do. When we get to two teams that we're just crap, we just need to put a big red X on the screen with a skeleton and just move on. It's just
right.
Who gives a rat's ass? If I have to pick, I'll go Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to go Denver. I think they're going to rally behind the idea of playing for John Elway, who does have COVID.
I'm going to go Broncos. I think this whole COVID thing is really a decoy. I do think Elway will actually be the quarterback of the team with a different number and name on his jersey.
Sure.
This whole COVID is just a throw off. Elway will be on the field. Just zoom in with your TV.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll go Broncos as well. Bears Titans. This is gonna be a good game.
That's a tough one. So I'm gonna go to the 8-ball. See what I get. Will the Titans win? Chances aren't good.
Oh, says asking Atlanta.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go Bears. Wait, is it in Chicago?
No, it's in Tennessee.
Will Tennessee help the Titans get a win? Unlikely. Oh, double whammy. I'm going Bears.
Well, I can't go against the 8-ball. I'll go Bears as well.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Bears. That's double whammy, dude. It knocked them twice. Even when I tried to let home field advance change my mind with the 8-ball.
Let's just circle back to that Seattle-Buffalo game again.
Okay.
And I want to throw up Enterzone's comment here. Seahawks by a field goal. So let's keep track of Enterzone's picks, too. You can play along with us.
All right, Interzone. Hey, we said it was going to be a close game, so you're in line with what we're thinking. Yeah. Bears can't score on offense. I got Titans.
Okay.
I agree. That is a hard pick. If you watch any of our other segments, Interzone, I am a Titans fan. I think the Titans just have a good football team. I love Grable as their coach. But every once in a while, the Bears just seem to play a better game for some reason. And I think it has to do with coaching. I don't really think it's the players on the team. But the Bears defense, that'll keep them in the game regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think the Bears defense keeps them in this game. I don't think this is a blowout by any means.
Yeah.
Vikings hosting the Detroit Lions.
Okay, I tried to throw Magic in there last week and just go with Silver. I will not be doing that again. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Yeah, I think I thought I heard Matt Stafford is also on the COVID list, so he'll be out this week. So I'm going Minnesota.
Really? I didn't see that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I barely even threw any on him. I didn't think he'd get it.
All right. The Raiders at the Chargers. Can we just talk about the Raiders? They're 4-3. They already they might be a playoff team.
I'm going Raiders, but let me also say this. I think the Chargers coach is in the hot seat. I don't know if he's going to survive this season. I think he may be fired at the end of the season.
Enter zone goes with the Lions. I don't know if he has any reasoning behind it, but
enter zone. Enter zone. Why are you going with the Lions? What is it with the Lions? Matthew Stafford's out.
And he's got the chokers.
And it's Detroit. I don't understand how you could ever root for the Lions.
Yeah, well.
All right, well, we got to go on with the show. We got to go.
I know. I kind of want to see what he has to say, but no, I'm going Raiders against the Chargers. I love what the Raiders are doing right now. And so I'll go Raiders. Chargers just always seem to blow it in the end. It's like they have, like this past week, they had a really good game. We're going great. And then
and I watched them on Hard Knocks, and I didn't really see anything about the Chargers that blew my mind. Like, oh man, this is a team to be reckoned with. They got Bosa. I think that the quarterback that they do have from Oregon, I think he is going to be a good quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't think Lynn's going to be the future of the Chargers, and I think it's just going to be another turnover in coaching. I think the Chargers just have this bad cycle of in and out, in and out. The door's always swinging open, in and out. I just don't see it. And like I said, out of all the organizations in the league, I have ragged on the Chargers organization more than any other organization. They, to me, are the worst run front office in the NFL.
All right. Well, yeah, they are. I mean, the fact that you have the salary cap and the draft, the salaries for players in the draft, it is slotted for each position. So really, you can't have a problem with the holdout. But don't challenge the Chargers organization.
Yeah, and look, here's the deal. Let's take a quick look at some of the other organizations that suck. But you go with the Browns. Well, the Browns are trying. They're trying to go get good talent. They're trying to make a difference, right? Then let's go with the Jaguars. The Jaguars for a while were getting Fournette. They were trying Foles. They were trying things to make a change there, right? Then you go with the Bengals. Well, the Bengals look good. Joe Burrow looks excellent. They made a good pick. They're trying to be on the up and coming. They held on to a coach that kept them consistent, but just couldn't get them over the top. The Chargers just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. The Arizona Cardinals, another team I was really high on at the beginning of the year. They're 5-2. They host the Miami Dolphins, who they're surprisingly doing really good at 4-3.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tua threw for a massive 93 yards. People need to be scared. I think Tua. I don't see it. I don't see Tua
playing really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think Flores is the right coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think they got everything right except for Tua. I think Tua is going to be a bust. I think he's too short. I don't think he has enough wiggle room in him to shake people off and keep a play alive. Like Murray, to me, is the opposite. Murray can do things I think that Tua can't. Mm-hmm. And to me, if you're going to be that little, you got to be able to do a bunch of other stuff. And I don't see it with Tua. I just don't. Yeah.
Kyler Murray creates more throwing lanes for himself.
And Murray, his arm is unbelievable.
Chargers coach is awful. I think we can agree on that.
Well, and he also said I'm salty. Call me salty.
And that's all right. The Dolphins.
That's all right.
I'm going
Arizona.
The
Dolphins are a good football team.
Kyler Murray.
I think if the Dolphins change quarterbacks, I think the Dolphins are a very competitive team in the future.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go Cardinals, but it's just because I'm
going Cardinals. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm predicting now. Mm-hmm. Let's see, all the votes are coming in from Ohio and Florida and everywhere. I'm predicting Tua will be a bust.
Okay. Well, I mean, you still got to count all those votes in Wisconsin.
Well, there'll be lawsuits and stuff like that. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, the New Orleans Saints in Tampa, and that's the Sunday night game.
That's a revenge. That's a revenge game for Tampa. I said, one of our first, I think it was week 2, is obviously after they play each other.
Right.
That they only won that game because the offense of the Bucs chemistry was not established yet, but the defense is already ready to go. That is a different team now. Now, look, the Giants almost beat the Bucs. So either that was the Giants stepped up and played a really good game and just got their heart in it, or the Bucs have been, exposed a little bit in certain areas, and the Giants had the personnel and the coaching to do it. I lean on the first. I think it's just they put their heart in it. They went all out in that game to try to beat the team that was on top to make themselves look good, like they're still in the season. I'm gonna have to go Bucs. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go Bucs.
I'm gonna let Interzone say it for me right here. I'm gonna put it up there.
Interzone, you're getting too much spotlight. I'm getting salty about you. I'm gonna have to send you a gift card to Applebee's, which is out of business. All right, keep going.
Applebee's is still very much in business.
Not down here.
Well,
again, I don't know. He lives here anyway, so I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to send you a gift card for the Sega Genesis 1992 video game. All right. I don't know.
Okay, so the New England Patriots at the New York Jets on Monday Night Football.
For once, I can honestly say this may be the Jets' year to beat the Pats. The Pats are whack. I don't even understand what they're doing.
Yeah, are they even really still the Patriots anymore?
Here we go, 8-ball. Do the Jets have a chance to beat the Patriots? I'm going to do 4 rolls. Got a lot of bubbles. Man, I can't even see.
This is great video right here.
And this is kind of like what I've been thinking about the Pats. I can't really tell what the hell they're doing.
You know what? I think the Jets get a win this week. I'm just saying it. I'm just making my prediction. I think the Jets win.
Oh, I got no on mine. No, they do not stand a chance. Now, I like to do a double round. I like to do will the Pats
second chance? Come on, yes, Jets.
Will the Pats beat themselves? Indications say yes.
Yay! That's
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jets, and it's in New York, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jets because I think this is just that year. I was talking the other day about the divorce between Brady and Belichick, and I go, it's funny when I look at this divorce. Belichick looks like the guy that's now living in a trailer because he lost the house and everything, and Brady got the house and got the car and got to keep the dogs. Brady has clearly won in this divorce so far. This could be all flop. Let's say Brady turns to trash in the next 6 games. Who knows? But right now, this divorce is all GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, he got to live in the better location. He got I mean, he got the team built the way he would want. A team that's offensive minded.
Antonio Brown is eligible to play in this game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. For some reason I thought it was the following week. No, he's eligible. Now, note that Antonio Brown still has allegations against him. The NFL is still doing an investigation on him.
Right.
And there is still a court case coming up for Antonio Brown to attend. All that could change his ability to play.
Oh, yeah.
So, but he will be in this next game, I believe.
Okay, so now we talked about all the other games. We have to talk about your Cowboys hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday.
Yeah.
And now Andy Dalton apparently has entered the COVID protocol and will not be available this Sunday.
Yeah. So we got Uchi as our quarterback. Actually, I think this kid's kind of cool. Look, the Steelers are obviously logically the clear favorite to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm predicting the Cowboys win the game.
Any reason?
I think it's just honestly, I think it's going to be like one of those fluke games where the Cowboys just like the Giants did to the Bucs. Cowboys just end up going this is our one game to like make a statement to the league. Like just because we don't have, and I think the Steelers are going to underestimate the Cowboys. They're going to think they got an easy game here. I think it's just going to be one of those games of offsets like that. So there we go.
Yeah, just the NFL's weird kind of thing. Yeah. I get it, but I'm going Steelers.
8 ball. Can the Cowboys upset the Steelers? So it shall be, it says. There we go. Don't fuck with the 8 ball, dude. If the 8 ball says it's going to be true, that changes.
Well, that's twice I've gone against the 8 ball.
Okay.
And yes, Ms. Tang, my Eric Ward is a real name. Landry is a real name too.
Miss Thane. All right. Keep going. What we got?
All right. Well, that's everything. That's the whole slate.
Eagles. I want to talk about the Eagles.
Eagles
I know.
By.
Yeah, I know, but I want to talk about their game.
Okay. You mean the game where they whooped the Dallas Cowboys?
Right. Yeah.
I get to pump my chest out some. We won.
Right. No, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Look, my team's garbage. To me, the Cowboys at this point should purposely tank and get the best position in the draft at this point. That's just me. But, that people would boom if they did it. But secretly, everybody's hoping that it happens now down here. So, but watching the Eagles, man, listening to the commentators, listening to Al Michaels and them talk about all the injuries, how many linemen are missing from both teams. Like, it just looks like decimated teams or whatnot. I watched the post-game interview with Wentz. I still think Wentz is in like a weird place in his mind. Like, he's like, hey, I'm still going to go for those big plays. It almost sounded like he was rebutting like advice he had gotten. Like coach is saying, hey, we need you to like calm down a little bit. You don't have to make a play out of everything. Like chill out a little bit.
Well, it's something he's gotten throughout the course of his career where it's like he's almost like he's anti-check down. Like sometimes and sometimes you've got to be willing to take what a defense gives you. Like they may not be giving you that 20-yard, 30-yard bomb down the field. But I mean, hey, if you've got your tight end sprung out like 1-on-1, 5 yards down the field, then something you got to hit them.
Yeah, and before, I'd always said, man, Wentz is the way better quarterback. I would take him over Dak. Now I'm not so sure. Wentz looks a little loose to me to the point where I'm kind of like, you don't look like what I remember you being in the first season or second season when you won all those games before your injury. I'm like, something just looks different about you. And at first I thought, oh, well, he's got his linemen are missing. He's having to do different things and whatnot. I'm like, no, I still see him taking risks I didn't see him take before.
Yeah, well, he's gotten careless with the football. And that's all there is to it. He's been careless. And look, and it may be the same kind of chances that he took early in his career, but it's just they worked.
So what are you predicting right now, like the Eagles schedule wise? What do you think their record's going to end up as? And where do you see them in like the NFC East Championship at this point?
I think they'll go something like 7-8-1 and win the NFC.
Well, that's good enough to win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably good enough to win the division still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you think a better football player, Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo? I guess Ronaldo was better. I don't know. I mean, I know that's soccer, that's European side, which I'm assuming that this must be, a football fan. And
hey, so I do watch soccer. Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
Ronaldo all day. Yeah, I take Ronaldo all day. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll defer to you. Enterzone asks I guess he's assuming that the Cowboys tanking, and he asked for Trevor Lawrence.
For the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Well, look, I think without Dak, we've learned his value to the team. So now I'm like, okay, Dak is someone we should try to sign. I still don't agree with the number he's looking for. No, so personally, if we got Trevor Lawrence, great. But let's all be honest, the Jets are going to clamor all over him and probably take him at this point.
If the Jets want to go after Trevor Lawrence, do you think there's any kind of market for Sam Darnold, or do you think he ends up kind of in the Josh Rosen scenario where it's like
I think he's going to end up like Josh Rosen. I like Sam Darnold. I think he could be a starter somewhere. The Jets are what the Browns used to be, just a dumpster fire. So you could be the best quarterback in the league. We could send Deshaun Watson. We could send Patrick Mahomes, and the Jets might win a few more games, but they're still never going to get anywhere. The Jets are a dumpster fire. So Sam Darnold somewhere else may thrive. But as far as the Cowboys, if I had to say in what pick I think they should be looking for, go get you a killer defensive end on the other side and have two badass defensive end just constantly drilling quarterbacks.
Yeah, somebody on the side of
Just go get you someone like that. Now this golf season's been short, so I don't know how much footage you got for some of these players who to pick. Either that or go get yourself another killer linebacker. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm focused on defense, building defense at this point.
Right. And I think Dallas should take kind of the approach that they took towards the offensive line, towards the defense, where they spent multiple years and just said, we are fixing the offensive line. And they just spent first-round pick after first-round pick to solidify that offensive line.
I mean, look at the Bears. The Bears are a good example, right? The Bears went to the Raiders and said, we want Mac if you're not going to keep him. They took him, and look what Mac has done for the Bears. He's completely changed that defense to be competitive. They're not the 1985 Bears or anything, but the Bears are, when you think Bears, you think defense right now. And it's because of him. And that took one player for the Bears to really feel like that kind of team. So the Cowboys already have Lawrence, who's great. He tears it up. If you watched the Eagles, he was pretty much the one making all the tackles. So it's one of the same. Get him an additional player like him on the opposite side of the field, on the right side, or I guess it would be the left if you're the other team. Then you have something to deal with.
Yeah, and look, I didn't understand why there wasn't more of a push for. We have, like, the Eagles would put, say, whatever their best blocking tight end. Put him on when you break the huddle, see where number 90 is, and you line up next to the offensive tackle on that side.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun watching him and Fletcher Cox run into each other all night, and Martin run into Cox. Like, that was a good battle. I have a lot of respect for Fletcher Cox. He's a great player. Like, I would love to have that dude on my freaking defense. Like, Fletcher Cox is a good player. And, but I thought the Cowboys actually did a pretty good job the majority of the game keeping him in the trench where he needed to be. We just didn't have the offensive power to do anything, even though we could keep him blocked to get anything done. But I was actually surprised. I thought Fletcher Cox would run all over the Cowboys all night. He did a good job. I mean, he did make a lot of plays, but I thought he would dominate. I thought it wouldn't even be a contest. I was real surprised to see him not getting the penetration that I thought Fletcher Cox would have in the majority of the game. Yeah,
Zach Martin did a really good job with him, and they chipped in and double teamed a lot on Fletcher Cox. And I thought, I thought the Cowboys did a really good job with him.
I thought it was a little dirty when Fletcher Cox broke through on it was about the third quarter, and Zach Martin threw COVID in his face. I thought that was a little out there. I was like, hey man, that's probably not the right thing to do. But I'm like, hey, we're losers right now. Cheat any way we can do it.
I don't blame you. Well, everybody, I appreciate everyone chiming in. Enter Zone, really appreciate it. Everybody else, had a great time. Check back in with us next week. Check out all the other Philly Burst shows. As tomorrow night, me and Joe will be talking all things wrestling on tables, ladders, and chairs. Check back in with us Monday as Ryan and I will be doing the Football Smack Talk show. A couple Philly guys talking Philly football. And then Tuesday night, check out the Philly Broadcast. Ryan and Ryan just talking all things Philly sports. And then make sure, as always, Radio on Wednesdays, checking out Mike Sports. So everybody have a great week. And
see you on the other side.
Yeah, see you on the other side.